Sheikh Mansour kneels for Eala in a startling way. The $1 billion offer she received declined in 20 seconds. Ladies, and welcome back to Champions, guys. Tennis. If you believe you are aware of the tennis world, if you believe you've saw everything, the Grand Slams, the trophies, the cash awarded, you must please have a seat because what we are today's revelation is more than simply news. An earthquake has struck, shattering the pillars of the athletic community. We are discussing a specific instance, therefore startling, so unusual that it has caused billionaires to shudder, and the top tennis players are utterly stunned. We originate from the sweltering Middle East, where Abu Dhabi's beaches are moving, not due to the wind, but due to a seismic incident that included the Alexandria is a young Filipina superstar. You recognize her as the fighter and rising star, who perseveres, the honor of the Philippines. However, this morning she is the lady who committed the unimaginable. We received reports that were confirmed by addressing insiders of a confidential gathering, a billionaire on his knees, a gilded castle, and an offer of a contract that makes how much does Cristiano Ronaldo make? Change in your pocket. We are discussing $1 billion. And the response was a 20-second pause that exceeded the volume of any stadium applause in past. Pay attention because toward the end after seeing this video, you'll see why there is more to Eala than simply tennis. She is destined to become a legend. Let's get started. The scene. The world of tennis has arrived in the United Arab Emirates for the Mubadala Abu Dhabi Open. The mood is electric. The stadium is really crowded, mostly with Filipino rafters community that has transformed the complex into their idol's home arena. Alex the Sketch has been ripped apart by Eala. Only a few days ago, we saw her amazing perseverance in the face of her dearest buddy Zion Sonmez, followed by that breathtaking improbable return to defeat Alexandra Sasnovich, from which she returned on April down to preserve match points in the final. The girl is burning. She's having fun with a spirit that cannot be purchased with money, but apparently, someone believed that money might purchase it. Exclusive leaks claim that out of the UAE's power corridors, Eala isn't the only person generating discussion about her. In front of you, the issue is her marketability, her elegance, and her capacity to be the face of a new age. Come on in, Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan. We are discussing one among the most influential persons in the world's sports, a guy who owns Manchester City. Their riches is almost infinite. According to accounts, after the observation of Eala's enduring bond with the crowd, the manner in which she rules the court, the way her name is chanted by the supporters, the Sheikh determined that he didn't want her to when he wanted her to play in Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi. The story we have discovered depicts a scenario taken directly from a film. After her dramatic qualifying for the quarterfinals, Eala was purportedly taken away without going to the locker room, but to a very special private Zed Sports City complex's wing, a VIP enclave that exudes luxury. According to reports, the chamber was lined in velvet. The aroma of jasmine and oud filled the air. Sheikh Mansour himself was waiting for her. He wasn't seated on a throne, however. In an incident that has caused cultural shock both sports experts and onlookers, according to witnesses, the Sheikh, overwhelmed considering the idea of what IO stands for for Asian tennis's future, knelt. Yes, you heard correctly. A rich royal is kneeling. Then the proposal from Abu Dhabi arrived. We've seen the information that was released, and they're astounding. This wasn't a sponsorship agreement. It was an empire. Eala was successfully participated in the proposal, giving up her freedom to become a new rival's permanent queen tennis court that is only located in Abu Dhabi. The figures are down $1 billion. Quick cash payout that exceeds Federer, Nadal's career prize money together with Djokovic. Furthermore, $600 million annually for 10 years. Assured payment of $6 billion. However, it didn't only focus on money. The benefits included intended to entice a budding celebrity. A customized private Boeing 787 Dreamliner with interiors coated in gold and a specialized medical room. Her own enormous the Alexandra Abu Dhabi Tennis Complex on a private island, an arena will be constructed. With the establishment of Abu Dhabi, the Diamond Tennis Championship is a competition in which she would be the enduring star with a reward money of $150 million. It was a proposal. She is the wealthiest female sportsperson in history, quickly overshadowing Serena, Naomi Osaka, Williams, and all the others named in the book. Consider the strain. You're 20 years old. You have engaged in combat, from the ITF circuits all the way up. You having struggled with exhaustion from travel, injuries, and the tour's grind. And all of a sudden, in front of you is a blank check. It not only safeguards your future, but your great-grandchildren's future. Saying yes and staying is all that is required. Abu Dhabi. There was silence in the room. The Sheikh waited. The group held their take a breath. For 5 minutes, there was no sound. 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and so on. There was enough tension to choke on. Can you imagine the thoughts, viewers? Rushing through her mind? The lack of resources, she potentially lessened the authority she used. Then Alexandra Eala said something. She didn't yell. She remained calm. She stood erect, examined the billionaire in the eye, and provided a brief, serene, yet proud response that has subsequently been shared, such as wildfire via the murmurs of the top tennis players. Although the precise transcript is still a well-kept secret of that according to sources, her remarks were a variant of this. Terrible reality. My enthusiasm, Your Highness, is not for sale, and the flag of my nation is not a you may purchase a logo. I play for the past, not for gold. She left. She departed. $6 billion is up for grabs. This denial has caused a stir in the sport, as it supports all we own. Observed this week on the court. Let's brings the tennis we play back to reality. Are really watching an Abu at the moment. Dhabi. This account of the rejected contract offers the ideal setting to the way she took on an Alexandra Saskovich. Consider it. If she was, would she have fought if she had been playing for money? Back after falling down 0-4 in the third set? When legs, you're down a double break. Lungs screaming, searing, and you fold as a hired mercenary. You go home after accepting the bill. However, Eala did not fold. She delved deeply into a bravery reserve that no billionaire can locate. A match point was saved by her. She gruelingly battled her way back to the point. Moment, driven by Lean's opportunity Philippine from the stands. That return had nothing to do with the salary check. It concerned pride. It concerned the honesty of the athletics. At last, when she sealed that triumph in the tiebreak, the cheers of not everyone in the audience was a billionaire. Asset. For a warrior, that is. This given the circumstances, her current run in the even more Mubala Abu Dhabi Open renowned. She will now have to deal with the Alexandrova Katerina in the quarterfinals. The stakes are really high. Elevated. On paper, she is the underdog, yet during our recent hearing, following her tale of choosing the easy route given unfathomable riches, who would venture wager against her? She has made the difficult decision. Road. She has decided to follow the respect-earning real champion via tears and labor that cannot be purchased with oil revenue. The tennis player's response globe has been a combination of incredulity and awe. The use of social media is booming. Supporters are referring to her as the Iron Princess. Comments are swarming and claiming Eala has revitalized tennis. In a time where players are switching to competitors' leagues for enormous rewards and football players are relocating to the desert in order to retirement savings, a female 20-year-old from the Philippines remained steadfast. She reminded everyone of the splendor of hearing someone hoist a Grand Slam trophy or country's anthem was played worldwide. Stage is invaluable. Not to mention the story of the Queen of the Court. Even the chick, without her title, has in Abu Dhabi essentially crowned herself this week. The Filipino population has thousands of people showed up. The vitality they bring is unparalleled. When she performs, it resembles a Davis Cup game. She isn't simply a player in their eyes. She represents of optimism, fortitude, and the notion that a Filipino is able to compete with the world's giants and not flinch. Now, to fully comprehend the scope of, we must dive into what just transpired. More about Eala's true identity and why this choice is so in line with her personality. This isn't just any spoiled athlete's act of defiance who has millions in the bank already. The young lady in question has snagged her journey from modest origins to the poise to become a great tennis player. And each and every one of the journey steps has been characterized by selflessness, tenacity, and a steadfast dedication to representing her nation with dignity. Mgo Alexandra was born in Quezon on May 23, 2004. City, Philippines. She was raised in a nation in which tennis is not the primary sport that springs to mind. In the Philippines, basketball is king. Volleyball and boxing came next. There are few tennis courts, and coaching is costly, and the facilities to cultivate elite athletes just exists differently than it does in Australia, Europe, or the United States. However, Alex's parents noticed something unique in their daughter. They observed a fire, a spirit of competition that couldn't be contained. When she was 4 years old, she was swinging a racket already, and by 6, she was participating in regional competitions. For her early development, a great deal of sacrifice made by the family. Her dad had to go to work. Several jobs to pay for her education. Her mother served as her first coach. Her psychologist, her nutritionist, and her the greatest cheerleader combined. The painful choice was made by the family to send young Alex to Spain at the age of 12 to train at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca. Can you imagine? 12 years old, barely a teenager, shipped off to a foreign country where she didn't speak the language, away from her family, her friends, everything familiar. All for the dream of becoming a professional tennis player. The Rafa Nadal Academy is no holiday camp. It's a pressure cooker designed to forge champions out of raw talent. The training is brutal. 6 to 8 hours a day on the court, followed by fitness work, mental conditioning, and video analysis. The competition is fierce. You are surrounded by the best young talents from around the world, all fighting for the same dream. Many kids break under that pressure. They get homesick. They get injured. They burn out. But not Alexa. She thrived. She absorbed everything like a sponge. She learned to speak Spanish fluently. She adapted to the European clay courts. She developed a complete game, powerful ground strokes, intelligent net play, and a mental toughness that would become her trademark. Her junior career was nothing short of spectacular. In 2020, she became the first Filipino to win a junior Grand Slam singles title when she captured the Australian Open Girls Championship. But she didn't stop there. In 2021, she reached the finals of the French Open Girls event, proving that her success wasn't a fluke. She also won the US Open Girls doubles title, showcasing her versatility. These weren't just wins, they were statements. They announced to the tennis world that the Philippines had produced a legitimate talent, someone who could compete with anyone, anywhere. But here's where the story gets even more inspiring. Despite her success at the junior level, the transition to professional tennis has been brutal. The women's tour is unforgiving. The competition is relentless. The travel is exhausting. The injuries are inevitable. And for a player from a country without a strong tennis federation backing, without major sponsors lining up, without the financial cushion that players from wealthier nations enjoy, every tournament is a gamble. You pay your own travel, your own accommodation, your own coaching fees, and if you lose in the first round, you go home with nothing. You actually lose money. Alex has been grinding on the ITF circuit, the lower tier of professional tennis, where prize money is minimal and the conditions are often less than glamorous. We're talking about matches played in small clubs with maybe 50 people watching, staying in budget hotels, eating cheap meals to save money, all while trying to maintain the physical and mental condition required to compete at the highest level. It's a world away from the glitz and glamour of Wimbledon or the US Open. It's a world of lonely airport terminals at 3 o'clock in the morning, of ice baths and cramped hotel bathrooms, of wondering if you made the right choice dedicating your life to this brutal sport. And yet, through all of this, Eala has never complained. She has never taken the easy route. She could have accepted one of the many lucrative offers to play exhibition matches in Asia for quick cash. She could have become a social media influencer, trading on her good looks and her inspiring story to make money without the grind of actual competition. But she didn't. She kept her head down and kept working because her goal was never about money. It was about proving that a Filipina could reach the top of women's tennis. It was about inspiring the next generation of Filipino athletes. It was about making her country proud. This background is absolutely crucial to understanding why she turned down the Sheikh's offer. For someone who has sacrificed so much, who has been separated from her family for years, who has endured the loneliness and the financial uncertainty and the physical pain, the idea of selling out, of abandoning the legitimate tour for a manufactured, money-driven circus would be an insult to everything she and her family have fought for. That billion-dollar offer wasn't an opportunity. It was a temptation, a test of her character, and she passed with flying colors. Now, let's talk about the broader implications of this story for the sport of tennis. The timing of this alleged offer is fascinating because it comes at a moment when tennis, like many sports, is facing a legitimacy crisis. We've seen the rise of exhibition events with massive prize money, but no ranking points. We've seen retired legends come back for Saudi-funded exhibition tours. We've seen the sport fragment between traditional tournaments and new money-heavy alternatives. The question at the heart of all this is simple. What is tennis really about? Is it about competition, about proving yourself against the best in the world? About the purity of sport, or is it just entertainment, a product to be bought and sold to the highest bidder? Eala's decision is a resounding answer to that question. By walking away from the money, she affirmed that tennis is more than entertainment. It's a meritocracy. It's a place where your ranking is earned through victories, not purchased through contracts. It's where legends are made on center court at Wimbledon, not in private arenas built for one player. Her decision sends a powerful message to every young player coming up. Stay true to the sport. Don't take shortcuts. The glory is in the journey, not the payday. And let's be real here. The offer itself, as spectacular as it sounds, was fundamentally flawed. Think about what it was really asking her to do. Give up competing against Swiatek, Sabalenka, Rybakina, Goff, and all the other top players in the world. Give up the chance to walk onto the grass at Wimbledon, onto the clay at Roland Garros, onto the hard courts at the US Open. Give up the dream of hearing the Philippine national anthem played after she wins a Grand Slam in exchange for what? Money. Sure, lots of it, but also isolation. She would become a prisoner of her own wealth. Forever known not as a champion, but as the girl who chose money over glory. I'm super happy with the game, how I played. I think she was a tough opponent and yeah, tough conditions out there. Very hot, but I'm just very happy. I think overachieving is a thing, as they say, dream big. I think that we had the potential to. Alex, after a terrific year last year, how does it feel to be making your main draw debut with Melbourne? It feels great. I'm ecstatic. Well, unexpected. I'm thrilled. Could you please provide us with an update on how do you feel about your life? Yes, there is a small amount of discomfort and experience the assistance, particularly when there is a loss or when the difficult times during the game. I believe it genuinely helps to cushion the blow. Yes, I am.